Quitting is key to success. How many of you have heard that before? Quitting is key to success. If you still don't believe what I'm saying, and that quitting is the word, and if you believe your eyes more than your ear, I will write it down. This is what I'm talking about. Quit. Now some of you are coming from last session, and my dear fellow master Ankit spoke about failure is the stepping stone of success, and he also talked about never quit, and he gave few wonderful examples of very successful people who says don't quit. Now I'm here talking about quitting is the key to success. Actually I'm here to make an argument that quitting is the key to success. My speech will be, I'll first set the context why there is need of this argument, and then I'll talk about why people should quit, and I'll talk about why people don't quit, and with that I'll conclude. Now some of you are already laughing that it's probably you are going to hear something you have never heard. My dear fellow master Ankit last time made some very wonderful quotes which I'll repeat here, which you have already studied and read in books, and there have been numerous times there have been stories around it. For example, Thomas Alva Edison, I'll repeat some of those stuff. He tried I don't know how many some 64 times before he invented bulb. So you should not quit at 1063 step, otherwise you will miss out on that success. Okay, fine. There are a lot more. For example, Michael Jordan, one of the basketball players, he has a very wonderful statement that he has missed out on 1,000 times, and when the whole team was counting on him in the final, and there's wonderful, I don't remember exactly those things. And actually there are wonderful books. If you pick any self-help books, you will see that, and I'm not sure how many of you have attended motivational seminars like Shiv Kheras, or a lot of people, successful people, they come and they do talk about success, and they say never quit, and they don't stop at there, they say never ever never ever never ever quit. But I'm saying no, quit. So what I'm talking about here, I see that there is not a lot of things written about quitting, but I see that a lot of people have done it. For example, Bill Gates, we know about these stories. I'm not coming out with something new. Bill Gates quit at his high school dropout, same with Steve Jobs. There are a lot of people who quit high school. There are a lot of people who quit at some later stages of life. And not, for example, I'll give you some examples from here and there. For example, Boman Irani, an actor, who went into Bollywood at the age of 44 or something. Well, what does that mean? Before that we didn't know him. So considering that he was less successful before 44, he was doing something till 44. And he was, I'm sure, his character didn't change, so he was persistent and consistent, doing whatever. He was a photographer actually, and he was doing a lot of hard work. And suddenly he quit that and went to Bollywood, made a big name, and he's today big actor. And there are a lot of other evidences I can give. For example, Harrison Ford was a carpenter at the age of 30, and till then, after that he went to Hollywood. And if you do search on internet with late bloomers, you will see a lot of people. I'm not talking on people who made successful at the later stage of life, but who quit his whole whatever he was doing, and suddenly at the age of 50 or 60 found success in totally different new field. So there are a lot of evidences out there which suggest you should quit, but they have not been written about it. Why they so? If you pick this book, Think and Grow Rich, it's a very famous book. I think Napoleon Hill has written this book. There's a very good story in this where there was some guy who bought this big machinery to dig a gold mine. He found out that there will be a gold mine, and he started digging, and after 1,000 feet he gave up, and he sold that machinery and land to some junk guy, and that guy picked up and just he did 3 more feet of digging, and he found that There was some gold mine there, and again message goes, never quit. My point is, for every Thomas Alva edition, there are 1,000 people, Tom, Dick and Harry, who must have done 2,000 times of attempt, but they never succeeded. But we don't hear about them. For every company like this, where he quit at 3 feet away from gold mine, there are a lot of companies who just did lot of hard work, but didn't get anything out of that. And there are a lot of failure stories, but bad thing is, failure stories are not written. It's not there for you to learn. We should not only learn from success story, but we should also learn from failure stories. And so with that is the context I was trying to say, that we need this argument, and you don't find a lot of thing on quitting. With that, I'll move to why you should quit. We all know, we have heard that every person has some talent hidden inside it, and there are thousands of areas where it can be. There are thousands of areas. Now, when we grow up, everybody gets into education. Now, we do not get exposure to all the other areas. Now, if you have talent in one of those areas, unless you quit what you are doing, for example, most of us goes into education and make a career out of that. Now, if you don't quit that, let's say like everybody in this room, we went to education, we probably did some quitting, like quit biology or quit some commerce background and all. That is all quitting we did, and then we came out here. So, my point is that if you don't quit these things, you don't ever get out with your hidden talent, and you have to work on that and explore other areas. So, so one is a better opportunity, finding out your hidden talent. Another is failure. You have tried yourself 10 years in one thing, and you have never found the success what you were looking for. So one basic example would be IIT JEE. There were a lot of people earlier who used to put like 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know how many attempts. Their only objective in life was to clear IIT JEE. And that's all they were looking for. And then government came out and thought that is not a good thing to do. So they put that you cannot attempt twice, something like that. So there you have to quit, because whatever you are doing, that is not that is more than life. You have to find out that not everybody can be like Sachin Tendulkar, or you just pick any field and try, and you will succeed. It's not like that. You have to find out, and if you get failed, instead of getting frustrated, instead of quitting on life, which we hear about sometimes, some students or in IT and all that, people quit on life. So better quit on whatever you are doing and move on. With that, I'll come to my last part, that why people don't quit. One, I feel, is probably ego. They feel that I have to succeed, and unless if I quit, I'll be called failure. Social stigma that you will be called failure, so they just don't do it. It requires a lot of courage to be able to say quit. And with that, I'll conclude. I talked about the need of the argument, why one should quit, and what are things you need to quit. I will say, yeah, be persistent and consistent. Don't quit on life, and don't quit on Toastmaster. With that, I'll conclude. Thanks.